Yes, friends, I am Sunil Desai and welcome to Galaxy Online Learning Division of Galaxy Tutorials. Today we are going to study the chapter number 1.5 of your English textbook, 10th state. I am talking about 10th state SSC board. Okay, the English textbook of yours, we are on page number 29. The chapter is Joan of Arc. Okay, now this is a playwright. It is an extract from a playwright written by the famous playwright writer and a famous critic, George Bernard Shaw. Okay, George Bernard Shaw was born in 1856 and he died in 1950. He was an Irish playwright and critic. He wrote more than 60 plays during his lifetime, including major works such as Man and Superman, Pygmalion, and Saint Joan. He was the leading dramatist of his time. He was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1925. Now, this is a playwright. Okay, in this playwright, there are certain characters, and we'll see this is been written when the war was going on between France and England. Okay, now let's come to it. The war fought between England and France from 1337. So this is of the time of the 14th and the 15th century we are talking about. The 1337 to 1453. 1337 to 1453, remember, has come to be known as the 100 years of war. In fact, they are more than 100. Okay, so those 100 years of war between France and England. Joan was a peasant girl born in eastern France who led the French army to several victories during this war. Now, this playwright is telling us about the character of Joan. Joan is a small peasant girl, is a girl of a farmer who lived in eastern France. And this peasant girl, okay, she led the French army. She was a girl, a peasant. She didn't have any formal training of an army, but this peasant girl, by just motivating the army, the French army, led the French army to several victories during this war. Okay, this play begins at the time when all of the northern France and some parts of the southwest were under foreign control. See, now this play is of that time when France was occupied. The northern France and the southwest part of France was occupied by other foreigners. Okay, the English controlled some parts and the Burgundians controlled the others. All this part, the north and the southwest part of France was controlled by England and the Burgundians. The city of New Orleans, one of the French city of New Orleans, which one of the few remaining French cities, was held by the English. Okay, the French city of New Orleans, was held by whom? The English. Now we are talking about the year 1429. That is in the 15th century. We are going back into the 15th century. Now, here Captain Robert de Baudricourt, a military officer, is a French military officer. Okay, so Captain Robert is a French military officer. He is seated at his home at a table. Okay, he is seated at home or office maybe. He is seated at a table and his aide or his helper or his aide, his steward, is standing in front of him. So there is a discussion. Now we are talking about Robert is the French army. The French, most of the part of French is now conquered by whom? The English and the Burgundians. So they are this French. What do you call that? The French officers, army officers, are much in trouble now. So one such French officer, Captain Robert, okay, he is sitting at a table and his steward is standing in front of him. So now Robert is talking with the steward first. Okay, so let's see what Robert is saying. Robert sings. I told you to throw the girl out. You have 50 armed soldiers and dozens of strong servants to carry out my orders. And are they afraid of her? He is saying to the steward, I had told you to throw the girl out. Now who is that girl? The girl is Joan, the peasant girl who has come to meet Robert, Captain Robert. But Robert doesn't want to meet her. So he has ordered the steward to throw that girl out. Means don't bring her in, throw her out. He says you have 50 armed soldiers with you and a dozen of strong servants, and still you can't throw a single girl. One person you can't throw out. That's what he is telling the steward. The steward says, no sir, we are afraid of you. But she puts courage in us. She really doesn't seem to be afraid of anything. Perhaps you could frighten her, sir. So the steward says, no sir, we are afraid of you. But she puts courage in us. Okay, so what she is doing is that girl is putting courage in us. We are afraid of you, we fear you. But she is putting courage in us. She really doesn't seem to be, she is not afraid of anything. How can we throw her out when she is putting courage in us? Okay, now in this situation when the French has been ruled, most of the French is under the Britishers and the Burgundians, how when she is putting courage in us, how we can throw her out? In fact, we are afraid of you, but we are not afraid of her. She is putting courage in us. Perhaps you can try, you can frighten her and send her back. That's what he's saying. So, serious Robert, grimly, that is seriously says, perhaps, he says, perhaps I could do it, he says. Okay, and he asks her, where is she now? He asks the steward, where is that girl, Joan? The steward says, she is down in the courtyard, outside the building, in the courtyard she is. Robert goes to the window and asks the soldiers to send the girl up. The girl enters. She is a well-built, strong country girl of 17 to 18 years. The squire's glare neither frightens her nor stops her. She speaks very confidently. Okay? So, the steward says that she is down in the courtyard. So Robert, who is sitting at the table, goes to the window and he tells the soldiers who are standing down to send the girl up to his room. And the girl, Joan, enters the room. She is quite a strong girl for her age. Since she is a countryside girl, she is quite strong. She seems to be of somewhere around 17 to 18 years. And she is not frightened about the way Robert is a captain of the French army. And even if she is the captain of the French army, means such a high rank, she is not scared of him. She speaks very confidently. Now Joan says, good morning, Captain Squire. Squire means someone, a person of a very high rank. You are to give me a horse and armor and some soldiers and send me to the Dauphin. She says very confidently, you give me, you have to give me. She is not saying, she is not begging. She is not asking for army. She is telling him directly that you have to give me what? A dozen. You have to give me one horse, okay, to ride, and a armor. Armor means the metallic safety thing which you have to wear, jacket which you have to wear while going for a war. Okay, the metal jacket, so that you are safe. Okay, so she says directly, you have to give me a horse and an armor and give me some soldiers so I can go and meet Dauphin. Now, who is Dauphin? Dauphin is the eldest son of the king. Okay, the eldest son of the king, who will be becoming the king later on. Okay, she says, I want to meet Dauphin, and so you give me some soldiers, a horse, and an armor. On that, Captain Robert says, this girl is mad. Why didn't you tell me so, you blockhead? He tells the steward. Is this girl mad? What she's talking about? She wants to go and meet the Dauphin. That is the King of France, the eldest son of the King of France. Okay, she's directly telling me this way. Is she mad? That's what is she a blockhead? He says, him a blockhead, a stupid fellow. To whom? The steward. Why you brought this girl over here in front of me? The steward says, Sir, do not anger her. Give her what she wants. So don't get angry. The steward says, don't get angry on her. Give her whatever she wants. She's asking for soldiers. She's asking for her. You please give her whatever she wants. Don't get angry. Robert says, I shall send you back to your father with orders to put you under lock and key. Robert says to Joan, I am not going to send you to meet Dauphin, but I am going to send you back to your father. Means Robert is a captain and he is thinking that what a peasant girl, a small countryside girl, a village girl of a farmer, how she can go and fight the English army? How can she go and meet Dauphin? So he is not believing on her. That's why he says, now I am going to, instead of sending you to Dauphin, I am going to send you to your father. And I am going to order him not to leave her out, to keep you under lock and key. That means not leave you out. On that, Joan says with confidence, you think you will, squire? But it won't happen that way. You said you will not see me, but here I am. Joan says, you want to send me to my father's place, but that won't happen. See, you didn't want it to meet me either. Okay? You didn't want it to meet me either. But still I am now today in front of you, standing in front of you. The same way, I am not going to go back to my father's house. She sees the confidence in that girl. Instead, I am going to be in front of Dauphin. Okay? Robert. So you are assuming that I'll give you what you want. So Robert says, the captain says, that you are just assuming, means taking for granted. You are just taking for granted that I'll give you whatever you want. Yes, squire. She says, see the confidence. She says, yes, squire. A horse will cost 16 francs. It's a big amount for me. But I can save it on the armor. I don't need beautiful armor made to my measure. I can find a soldier's armor and that will fit me well enough. I shall not want many soldiers. The Dauphin will give me all I need to free Orleans. She says with confidence to Captain that a horse costs 16 francs. Francs is the currency of France. Okay. She says, to buy, I don't have a horse. So if I want to go to meet Dauphin, I need a horse. And I can't afford to buy a horse because it's costing 16 francs. With armor, okay, I don't need an armor which should be beautiful, which should fit properly to my figure. Instead, I'll get some itne sare soldiers hai. I'll take one of the armor of the soldiers and wear it. So I'll save it on that armor. Okay, so you don't have to spend money. You will have to spend money on what? A horse. And for the soldiers, I don't want many soldiers. I just want a few to go to Dauphin. Once I go and meet Dauphin, the Dauphin will give me a platoon of soldiers to fight the Britishers. You don't worry of that. That's what she says. Okay, the Dauphin will give me everything what I need to free New Orleans city. Okay, that's what. Robert, the captain, gets shocked. To free Orleans? Means you are going to go to fight, you are going to war. Joan says simply, yes, squire. 3 men will be enough for you to send with me. Polly and Jack have promised to come with me. She says, I don't want many soldiers with me. He says, first, shockingly, you want to free? Yes, I want to free Orleans and I need only 3 men with me to go to meet Dauphins. Okay, I don't want many soldiers. Okay, Polly and Jack have promised. She says 2 of the soldiers have already promised me. Who? Polly and Jack to come with me. Robert said, you mean Monsieur the Pollende? Monsieur means in English is a respectable word like Mr. Okay? In English you call Mr. So you give respect by saying Mr. Similarly in French you say Monsieur. Monsieur means say Mr. Okay? So with respect he's saying, she called him Polly, but she's saying, do you mean Polly means Monsieur de Pollende? Yes. Squire Jack will come willingly. Squire Jack means Jack is another soldier at a high rank in the French army. He is also ready to come willingly. He is a very kind gentleman, she is telling Captain Robert that Jack is a very kind gentleman and gives me money. And he gives me money to give the poor. I think John Godse will come. She is giving the name of another person. John Godse will come and Dick the archer and the servants, John of Honcourt and Julian. There will be no trouble for you, Squire. I have arranged it all. You have only to give the order. She tells Captain Robert, you don't have to worry. I have arranged everything. I have asked who's ready to come with me to meet Dauphin. Okay? She says that Jack is a kind gentleman. He gives me money to give to the poor. And I have also talked to John Godse. He is ready to come. Dick the archer is also ready to come. Their servants are ready to come. Okay? I have arranged everything. You don't have to be in trouble. You don't have to ask anyone. You have to just give them the orders that you go with them, with her. Okay? With Joan. Robert talks to the steward. Is this true about Monsieur? Means he asked the steward what this girl is saying about Polly. Is it true? But he doesn't call him Polly. He is talking with respect because he is a respectable person. He is a senior army person. Okay, he says Monsieur Poligny. Does he agreed to go with her? Steward says eagerly, yes sir. And about Monsieur Demetz too. They both want to go with her. Yes sir, these soldiers, these people working in the army at a higher rank, they are ready to go with her to meet Dauphin. Robert goes to the window and shouts into the courtyard. And he goes to the window and shouts downstairs into the courtyard, saying, Monsieur de Poligny to me, will you? He turns to Joan, get out and wait in the yard. Then he tells Joan to go out of the room and go and wait in the courtyard. Because Monsieur, he wants to talk to Monsieur Poligny and he doesn't want to talk in front of Joan. He wants to know whether he is really ready to go. So Joan is very happy now. Okay, and she smiles brightly at him and she says, right Squire, I'll wait in the courtyard, and she goes down to the courtyard. Now Robert talks to the steward. Go with her. He tells the steward to go with Joan. Stay within call and keep your eye on her. I shall have her up here again. He tells the steward to go along with Joan and be with her. Keep an eye on her. Let her not go anywhere. And don't go far away. When I call you, you have to come back along with that girl. The steward retreats hastily. Means goes out hastily. Bertrand de Poligny and a French guard enters, salutes and stands waiting. So, Bertrand Poligny, a French guard. He is a French guard, he is a soldier, he is a senior person in the French army. He enters, he salutes Robert, captain, because he is a captain, he is his captain, so he salutes him and stands waiting. Robert asks. She says, you, Jack and Dick have offered to go with her? What for? Do you take this crazy idea of going to the Dauphin seriously? He asked Polly, you, Jack and Dick have offered, you are ready to go with her, you have told her that you are ready to come with her to meet Dauphin. Is this crazy idea, you like this crazy idea? You agree with this crazy idea of going to meet Dauphin? Poligny says slowly, there is something about her. It may be worth trying. He says, That girl something when she speaks, that what she's speaking may be right. Why should not we try about it? We can try always. Now that we have been conquered by the most part of all the France has been conquered by the foreigners, then why can't we give it a try? Let us see what she wants to say. Oh, come on, Polly, Robert says. You must be out of your mind. He says, oh, Polly, you must be out of your mind. You are listening to such a girl from a village, from a peasant family, and she's coming and telling us that she can fight and free New Orleans. Are you mad? That's what he wants to say. Polly, unmoved, said, what is wrong with it, sir? The dolphin is in Chinon, like a rat in a corner, except that he won't fight. The English will take Orleans. He will not be able to stop them. Chinon is the place in the city in France where the royals, the king used to stay. So he says that Poland says that see Dauphin is in Chinon, that in the corner of France, and he is staying there like a rat. Like a rat goes and stays in a hole, same way king's eldest son is staying in a hole. He is not going out and fight for Orleans. Okay, he is not going to come out and he won't fight. And since he won't fight, what will happen is that the English are going to take the city of Orleans. So why can't we go and try? What she's saying. Robert says, this Dauphin, the oldest son, he has bet the English the year before. Last at Montargis, I was with him. He says, I was with this oldest son of the king, Dauphin, and last year, the year before, he had fought with the English and he had bet them over there at Montargis. But his men are cold and now he can't work miracles. But he says, but now, cold means frightened. His man, means the Dauphin's men, are now frightened. They can't go and fight the English now. They don't have that much of courage left in them now. Okay, so it won't create any miracles. His man can't create any miracles. And I tell you that nothing can save your side now but a miracle. But he tells the captain that now only a miracle can save us, can save your side. No one, nothing else can save. So, miracles are alright, Polly. The only difficult about them is that they don't happen always. Captain says that what you say is miracle is okay. Miracles is okay, but nowadays, in this time, miracles won't happen. You are saying miracle only can save us, but nowadays, miracle in this time, miracles won't happen nowadays. Polly says, I also used to think so that miracles won't happen, but I am not so sure now. There is something about her, but when I saw this girl, Joan, I think that something can still happen. There is something in this girl. I think the girl herself is a bit of a miracle. Anyhow, this is our last chance. Let's see what she can do. See, I too used to think that miracles won't happen, but when I saw this girl Joan, I feel that something can happen. I feel that this girl Joan is itself a miracle. And this is the last chance. This is the last chance to win Orleans. Otherwise we are going to lose it. Then why can't we give it a try? Okay? And let's see what she can do. Anyway, we have to fight them. If she's ready to fight, let's give her a try. Okay? Robert hesitatingly, waveringly means hesitating, means not sure. Hesitatingly says, you really think that? He's asking Polly, you really think that she can do miracles? Polly says, turning, is there anything else left for us to think? Let's take a chance. Her words have put fire into me, has inspired me, motivated me. She says, see, we have nothing. We have lost everything. And we are going to lose New Orleans also. When we don't have anything, why can't we take a chance? Because this girl has put fire in me. That means she has motivated me. If she can she can motivate a senior soldier like me, then why can't we take a chance? Robert gives up. This is you. You are as mad as she is. He says, Polly, you, even being a senior soldier, you too are as mad as that girl. But Polly says, obstinately, that means in a stubborn way, he says, we want a few mad people now. See where the same ones have landed us. See, he says, we really need now mad people only. It is always said, remember, that mad people only become successful. Because mad people are people who are not bothered about what's happening around them. They are focused and do this thing in a very focused way. They go all out to do that thing. So you have to be mad to achieve something. So that's why Polly says that we want a few mad person now. See where the same ones have landed us. Sane ones. Or it's not same, it's the sane one. Means the wise ones have landed us. So we need mad people. Robert, the captain says, I feel like a fool. Still, if you feel sure, still he is in two minds. Still the captain is not ready. He says, I am feeling like a fool. But since you are saying you are a senior person, you are a senior soldier in the army, you are a senior person in the army. So since if you feel sure, Polly says, I feel sure enough to take her to Chinon unless you stop me. He says, I am sure enough. Unless you stop me, I am ready to take her to Chinon to meet Dauphin. Robert says, do you think I ought to have another talk with her? Captain asked Polly, should I talk with her one more time? Do you think I should talk to her one more time? Polly says, going to the window, yes. Joan, come up. He says, yes, you need to talk to her. And he goes to the window. Polly goes to the window and calls Joan and asks her to come up to the room. Now, Polly says, Joan enters the room. And Polly in short, he says, Joan to be seated, Joan. He tells her to sit in a very serious way. Now Robert has become serious. Okay, now he thinks that I should really think about this girl. So now he asks Joan, what's your name? Joan says, they always called me Jenny in Lorraine, that is in a village. In the village they used to call her Jenny. Here in France, I am Joan. But here in France, now I am Joan. The soldiers call me the maid. Your soldiers over here, they call me a maid. Because I am a village girl, they call me maid. My name is Joan, whereas in my village they call me Jenny. Robert asks, how old are you? Joan says 17. So they tell me, that is in the village. My parents say that I am 17. But it might be 19. I don't remember. I don't know what my age is. Somewhere between 17 to 19. Robert says, I suppose you think raising a siege is as easy as chasing a cow out of a meadow. You think soldiering is anybody's job. He says, Joan, see, you want to go and fight this Britishers. These Britishers have laid a siege, that is, they have circled the city of Orleans. Do you think raising the siege or fighting the siege, coming out of the siege, is as easy as letting a cow, chasing a cow out of the meadow? Like if खेती में अगर कोई गाय घुस गई है, कैटल घुस गए हैं, तो हम क्या करते हैं? The farmer what he does, or children what they do, they chase them out of the farm. So she being a village girl, he says, तुम्हें क्या इतना easy लग रहा है? Do you think it's that easy to fight with this, to raise the siege like chasing a cow? गांव में तुम जैसे काव को चेस करती हो out of the meadow, do you feel it's easy like that? तुम्हें क्या लगता है? Soldiering is anybody's job. Anybody can become a soldier. Can anybody fight a war? Joan says, I don't think it can be very difficult if God is in your side. She says, she doesn't say it's easy. What she says, I don't think it's difficult. See her words. Mind her words. She says, what did captain says, do you feel it's easy? He says, on that what she says, I don't feel it's that difficult. Okay, I don't feel it is very difficult. If God is with her, if God is by our side, it won't be difficult. She knows that it's not easy, but it won't be difficult too. That's what she wants to tell. Robert grimly, mysteriously. Have you ever seen English soldiers fighting? Have you ever seen them plundering, burning, turning the countryside into a desert? Have you heard no tales of their prince, who is the devil himself, or of the English king's father? The French captain is asking, have you seen a war? Have you seen the British ever fighting? The English soldiers fighting. Have you seen how they plunder? Plunder means loot. Loot the cities or the countries or the villages when they come to fight. How they turn that village into a desert. Have you ever seen? Okay. How they burn everything in the villages when they come. They loot everything. They burn everything. Have you ever seen that? The king, the prince of England itself, he himself is a devil. He is a devil, and the king's father is also a devil. So, have you seen such people, devilish people before? You say that you want to go and fight the English, but have you seen how ruthless these people are, these soldiers are? Joan says, you do not understand squire. She is telling, squire means a high-rank official, means she is addressing the captain. Our soldiers are always beaten because they are fighting only to save their skins, and the shortest way to save your skin is to run away. See, we have lost this battle. Always we are losing. Why? Why we are losing? Because our soldiers are always trying to save their skin. Means they are always trying to defend. They are not trying to attack. Our soldiers are not attacking the English soldiers. What they are trying? They are trying to defend themselves from the English soldiers. They are saving their skins. Means they are trying to defend themselves. They are trying to save themselves from the skin. And the best way to save yourself is to run away. To run away from the battlefield. Instead of facing the battlefield, instead of attacking your enemy, just run away. That is what our soldiers are doing. But I will teach them all to fight for France. But she says that I will teach them, I will inspire them, I will motivate them to attack, to fight. For whom? For our motherland, for France. I will motivate them instead of defending. Now what they will do? They will attack. Then they will drive the soldiers before them like sheep. So what will happen because of that? That they will attack the English soldiers and they will drive away the way the sheep have been driven away from a farm. Okay. You and Polly will live to see the day when there will be not a single English soldier on the soil of France. And she says with such a determination, she says that you and Polly, you are seniors to me, and you seniors will live to see the day when there won't be a single soldier, English soldier on the French soil. So see how determined she is, how confident that girl is. Robert says to Polly, this may all be nonsense, Polly, but the troops might just be inspired by it, though nothing that we say seems to put any fire into them. Even the Dauphin might believe it, and if she can put some fight into him, she can put it into anybody. Robert says, the captain says to Paul and Jay that this may all be nonsense, may be nonsense, but the troops may get inspired by her, because even after we are saying so many things to them, but they are not getting inspired. Maybe let us try. If they get inspired, okay, she might put fire into them. And if she puts fire into Dauphin, the son of the king, that means if she is able to inspire Dauphin and if she puts some fire into him, then maybe anything can happen, then she can inspire anyone. And if Dauphin gets inspired, then we may win. Okay? So if Dauphin gets inspired, then anybody can inspire. Then Robert turns to Joan and says, now you listen to me and don't cut it before I have time to think. Your orders are that you are to go to Chinon under the escort of this gentleman and 3 of his friends. So now he says, now listen to me and don't cut in between, means don't talk in between. What I am telling you is that I am giving you orders to go to Chinon to meet Dauphin, and these 3 gentlemen, this Polly and the other 3 gentlemen are going to escort you. They are going to be with you to meet Dauphin. Joan gets very, very happy, and radiantly that's very happy she is, excitedly she clasps her hand. Okay, she is very, very excited, and she says, oh, thank you, Squire. Okay, she thanks the captain. Now Polly says, how is she to get into the royal presence? Polly asks Robert, now we may go to Chinon, but how she can get entry to meet Dauphin? The royal presence means how he will be able to meet the king's son. How can we make that arrangement? Robert says, I don't know. The captain says, I don't know. How did she get into my presence? I will send her to Chinon and she can say, I sent her. Then let come what may. I can do no more. He says, I don't know how she is going to go and meet Dauphin. Okay. How did she come and meet me? She came and meet me. Anybody can come and meet me. But this girl came and met me. What she can do is that she can go and tell that I have sent her. That's all. Being a captain, they will listen to her. Whatever may happen after that. Means you can't send a person like this to meet the king. The captain knows it very well. So that's what he says. Let whatever may happen after that. Okay? But I can't help you anymore. What she can do or you can do is that you can tell that you can send a message to the king's son, Dauphin, that I have sent her to meet you. Joan asks, and the dress? I may have a soldier's dress, Squire. She says, I can't go like this. Okay, now she has to go to meet the king. She asks about the dress. She says, soldier's dress, I will need a soldier's dress. Okay? So Robert says, you can take a soldier's dress. Whatever you please, whatever please you can have it. I wash my hands out of it. I don't want to put myself in this झंझट. ये झंझट मुझे नहीं चाहिए. तुम्हें जो करना है वो करो. जो चाहिए वो ड्रेस ले लो और जाके मिल लो. Joan, wildly excited by her success, shouts, "Come, Polly!" She dashes out, and she is very, very much excited. And even to that soldier, she calls Polly, "Come, Polly!" And she just runs out of the room. Then Robert shakes hands with Olenje and says, "Goodbye, old man. I am taking a big chance. Few other men would have done it. But as you say, there is something about her." Robert also agrees now that he shakes hands with Olenje, and says that I am taking a big chance. Hardly anyone would have taken this chance of sending this girl to meet Dauphin. But I am taking the chance, but he too agrees now that there is something in this girl. He says there is something about this girl. Polly agrees, yes, there is something about her. Goodbye. Okay? And he too agrees, yes, there is something about her, this girl. And that is why I am taking her to. And later it was history. This girl, later it was history really. If you see the history of France, and you will find that this girl Okay, this girl from a village, okay, a peasant girl, she leads the French army. She convinces Dauphin, and she leads the French army, and she inspires the French army, and she fights the Britishers successfully. Number of times, not one time or twice, number of times she has fought successfully. So that shows that the confidence this girl has and the motivation or inspiration can play in someone's life. Okay, so you should not get disheartened. You should be with motivation and inspiration. You can achieve a lot in life. That's what George Bernard Shaw tells in this playwright. Okay, thank you.